Hi guys, I'm Nige, this is Annie. We're here to do a playthrough of Final 5 Basketball. Let's get into it. So, Final 5 Basketball is basketball trading cards brought to life. We'll get into the setup. We'll take you through a little bit about how to teach the game. And of course, we're going to do a two-player playthrough for you now. So, let's get into the setup. Annie, if we can have you shuffling the player card deck, I will shuffle the front office card deck. In the box, we've got tokens, we've got money, we've got our season scorecard, we get our team cards, the dice, the tokens we're not going to need. So the tokens we're not going to need until game time. So we've got a full gameplay tutorial available online. So jump on to final5game.com, go to the quick play guides, and we've got a comprehensive tutorial available for you there. We'll take you through the basics of the rules today. We'll also give you some hints and strategies and tips just to look out for during the various phases of the game. And hopefully out of this, we'll get you to the table. There's plenty available in the rule book when you buy the game. Loads of pictures, loads of diagrams to make things as easy as possible to get up and going. I think you'll find the game is intuitive once you get into it. It makes sense. The theme really works nicely with the mechanics. So I'll finish my show. Okay, so before you get started, we've got our season scorecard here. On the back side of that, we've got the cheat sheet. So there's a few little things on here to help you get set up, what you need to get going, and the draft to draw count, depending on how many people are at the table, and of course, how much money you need to start, and which teams we're going to be choosing from to get going. So for two players, we're going to be picking from the Badgers and the Sharks. We already know who we want. So Sharks for you, or as the baddie Badgers for me. The rest of the team cards, what you're going to do is consult the rule book. In the back of the rule book, it's got the non-player team stats that you're going to go ahead and fill out into these 10 cards. So here's the question. Are we going to go semi-pro or pro mode? What do you think?
Semi-pro.
Let's go semi-pro so we don't embarrass ourselves like our first attempt. So let's get those filled in.
It's hard.
I'm going to do Taurus. Yes. I'll do the red. All right, so money comes in a convenient metal money clip. We're going to start off the game with 90 million IBA notes each. All right, so to start the game, you're going to be drafting players into your starting lineup of 5 players. When you're doing the teach for this, you've got the draft draw count here. So for 2 players, we're going to be drafting 4 cards onto the table. Each team must draft a player in every round. So there'll be 5 rounds of drafting to give us our starting 5 players on each team. Here you've got to be a little bit careful to manage your cash. Make sure you don't get caught out in the last round. If you've only got 10 million remaining and there's no 10 million players available to you, you're going to have to sell a player for 20 million or more, and you're going to have to draw the first 10 million players that come out of the player card pack. So that can be quite devastating to be caught short of money for your team building aspirations. So in doing the teach, the first place to start is your team scores are made up of your 5 players. Each player has a 2-point, 3-point, and defensive rating. It's that simple that you're going to add up all your players' 2-point, 3-point, and defense ratings, and you're going to fill in your team card here, the 2-point, 3-point, and defense ratings. Come game time and come the playoffs, you're going to be rolling the D20 dice against those ratings. So anything that is your rating or less is going to count as a hit. Anything over that rating is going to be a miss. So the higher the rating, the better the odds are of you getting the hit. We'll get into it more later, but there's way more in Final 5 than just chucking dice. All right, so the draft begins. My roll goes first. That's a 17. That's going to be tough to beat. 11. So you will be drafting first. So deal the 4 cards face up on the table. Annie, as high roll, gets to go first in this round. Try and arrange the cards up and down the table like so, so everyone at the table gets a reasonable read on what they're looking at.
I'm going with Jeffrey.
Okay. Ooh, got to take Ollie every day of the week. So any cards that haven't been drafted, put over into the discard pile. All right, so the next 4 cards go down. My turn to go first, so you swap turns as you go. All right, I'm going to take Brad for 20. Spending up big on this one. You always want to be on the lookout for some good value $10 million players. Again, making sure you're managing your cash and not leaving yourself with 10 million or 20 million
Jamie.
in the last round. Jamie, it is. Discard. Draft round 3. So as you're building your team, you want to be looking out for players that have this clutch logo. So these guys will override your team stats for 1 play during the playoffs. And you're going to multiply any one of their individual stats by 4. These guys can be huge. Let's say you build a team and your defense is a bit weak, but you've got a clutch player with a defense rating of like 3. You're going to roll them against 12 as your defense rating. If they've got 4, you're going to be rolling against 16. So clutch players can be huge in making up deficits in your team's ratings. All right, my pick, and I'm going to go for, how's my team shaping up? Week on 3. I'm going to go for Noah. I think I've had him on my team before. All right, draft round 4. My turn to go first, right? So we've had Freddie, he is the GOAT. I am down to 40 millions. Oh, okay, this is a tough one. This is where it gets exciting. We don't have any 10 or 20 options here. Oh my goodness. So this is going to get expensive. I'm going to go 413, 413, same. Who do I like the look of? Ben, 30. This is putting me under a fair bit of pressure. I cannot afford more than 20 million for the last round. Okay, round 5. Okay, we got some cheap picks here, so we're out of trouble. Love Ruben. So as you're building your team, there's a couple of things to look out for. From the get-go, round 1, at the end of the draft, you need to make sure you've got at least 2 amateurs on your team. The IBA League, it's a pro-amateur league. So you're going to have to take 2 amateurs all the way through to the grand finals in victory on your team. By game round 3, you're going to need to make sure that you've got at least 1 point guard and at least 1 big on your team. So you can see here the player position right under the Final5 logo here. So you've got B for big, PG is point guard, and P are your pivot players. All right, so I have no choice but to pick up Rudy Grimes with the tummy ache. Okay, so that's the draft round 5 complete. We're going to add up our team's scores and we're going to move on to the front office round 1. All right, so always fun at the end of the draft to look over what other teams have managed to achieve. Wow, you are looking good on 2 points, extremely weak on 3 points, and so defense at 11. I've landed 10, 7, 12, so 10 on 2 points, 7 on 3 points, and 12 on defense. So we've both got a little bit of work to do here, but that's okay. You're going to build this team over the 5 rounds of the regular season through the front office round, and you've got 3 opportunities to take players from your hand put them onto your roster, and upgrade your team stats as you go. So with that being said, let's get into the front office round where we're going to get down to business, do some deals and get some options in here. Right, so to start the front office round, high roll goes first, 16. V7. So I'll be going first. You've got the front office round turn counter here. You'll then proceed to the players left if you've got more than 2 players. The front office round first turn will pass to the left with each successive front office round. Okay, so in the front office rounds, we're going to deal out 3 cards to each player face up on the table. Once they're all dealt out, the players will pick up the cards, take them into their hand, and then we will take turns to play any cards from your hand or pass, and then move around the table in that fashion. So front office cards come in a few flavors. Front office is where you're going to draw your playbook cards. So playbook cards give you strategic game time advantages. You're going to put these playbook cards during trade rounds. You're going to pay and put them onto your roster. They become a part of your team. So front office rounds is really all about it's the engine builder phase of Final 5, where you're going to strategically upgrade your roster. You might want to focus on a 2-point team, a 3-point team, or a defense team. You may also want to go for a nice balanced team. You want your playbook cards to complement your roster or fill in maybe some holes that you may have. And likewise, you've been very mindful of who are your clutch players. Each clutch player can step up once during a game. And as I mentioned before, they will override your team rating for that one play. So it's all about that balance between playbook, pure roster talent that gives you your ratings, and of course, the clutch players on your team, of which I have 3. Okay, so I'm going to play my turn. Sorry, the other flavor of front office cards is you've got your playbook cards, you've got agent cards. Agent J is free, Agent Max will cost you. You've also got news cycle cards. So the news cycle cards you can decide to play or you can discard. Onto the table, news cycle cards will affect everyone at the table with a variety of impacts either during game time or during the front office rounds. So without further ado, I will pass. I'm not playing anything this round. Okay, so Annie's going to take her turn first. Okay, so Annie has gone and played a news cycle card. And why has she done that? Well, she has a rookie prodigy on her roster. So as an example, the Prodigy Rising news cycle card is all rookie prodigies get 3 extra rating points to put against any stats you choose. Applies only for this news cycle, then bust and back to your rookie starter stats. So Annie's going to be able to use this to top up her rather crappy 3-point rating as it is at the moment. Now, the news cycle, the length of the news cycle depends on how many people you've got at the table. So if you've got 2 players, it's 3 length news cycle. It's always 1 more than the number of players you've got at the table. So if the next news cycle comes down, this will slide along, another one comes down, then that's our 3. If a 4th one comes down, this drops off and it's no longer in effect. So set up your news cycle off to the side. So it's time for game round 1. Regular season games are a quick play format. So let's get into it. We've got the matchups here. Tauros versus Pumas. So this is NPT, that is non-player team, versus non-player team. So NPT versus NPT. Again, on the cheat sheet, you've got the advice on what an NPT versus NPT game looks like. It's obviously also comprehensively covered here in the rulebook. Short and simple. First, determine who the favorite team is. So the favorite team is who has the higher 2 stats out of the 2 teams. So Pumas, no, yes, and no. So Tauros are the favorite. Quite simply, determine the winner by rolling 2 out of 3 successful hits against 2 different stat lines. So choose the highest 2 stats. So we're going to roll against the 2 points. So 12 or under is going to be a hit. 14 is a miss. So we need to hit the next 2. Go 12 again. 17 is a miss. Straight out. So the Tauros have lost. The Pumas get the W. So just mark 2 points for the win against the Pumas on the card. Now we've got the Reds versus the Sharks. My Badgers are having a bye this round. Reds versus Sharks. Winner, loser, loser. So the Reds are the favourite. Okay, so as an NPT and as the other human player at the table, I'm going to play on behalf of the Reds. I'm going to grab my clipboard card and I'm going to grab the 2-point, 3-point offense chip, 2-3 on one side, and the defense chip. What we're going to do now is I'm going to make my play selection, my game strategy selection for the night. So this is a one and done. So I am going to select on behalf of the Reds what their game strategy is going to be. Now, Annie is going to guess what my selection was.
Defend.
Now, if she's correct in guessing that, I will have to roll 2 out of 3 against that stat line. So there's a little bit of strategy in, do you go for the obvious stat line, which is the highest one, or do you try and fake them out and maybe choose the lowest one? Because if she chooses incorrectly, the Reds will automatically get the win. And she has chosen incorrectly. So the Reds get the win. Sorry, Sharkies. And the non-player teams are off to a great start. That's it. Game round 1 is done and run. We can even strike it out there. And now we're on to front office round 2. So again, deal out the cards on the table, face up. Make sure everyone can get a little bit of a peek at the cards. This is designed so that everyone's got some idea of what other people are potentially holding in their hand. Once everyone's been dealt their cards, pick them up, put them into your hand. So before anyone can take their turns and play any front office cards, you must discard your hand back to 5 cards. So it's best that everyone picks up their cards at once and everyone discards back to 5 all together and then commence with the first turn in the front office round. It's really important during the front office rounds to keep the pace up. So keep people moving. Don't agonize too much over those options in your hands. There is a bit of decision making going on. So as you get more familiar with Final 5, the decision making will become a little bit easier. Okay, so I'm going to discard. Not interested in Max. Agent J. So Annie has played Agent J. Agent J is going to give Annie 3 and deal face up on the table. Player cards, she'll take them into her hand now and will then discard back to 5 cards. All right, so Annie has made the discard decisions and we are ready to move on to game round 2.
Yay.
So game round 2, the matchups are Reds v Tauros. So that's another NPT versus NPT. So loser, winner, winner. So the Reds are the favourite. So we'll be rolling. Let's roll against 12 first. 10, that's a hit. Let's roll against 9. 13's a miss, so the Reds need this one to take the win, and it's a 6. So the Reds get up.
Where's your red?
Up the top. Okay, and my Badgers are up against the Pumas. So, loser, loser. So, you'll be playing on behalf of the Pumas. Grab your clipboard card and make your game day strategy selection.
Now this.
I believe you're going to go for defense to try and fake me out. And roll away. So because I chose correctly, she now has to roll 2 out of 3 against the defense stat line of 9. Odds are against you. That's 1. And that's a miss. Damn. That would have been a pretty handy victory to take some pressure off. What you need to be avoiding is coming 5th. 5th drops out of the race altogether
Okay, let's
in the
go.
playoffs. As a 2-player game, we do suggest that if to avoid the anticlimax in 2-player game, the second human player, the worst they can do is 4. At least then you get to play 1 round of the Final 5 format of the game. All right, so we've just been dealt 3 more cards. Now, because this is front office round 3, we are both due a top-up of cash of 40 million. 40 for you.
Thank you.
40 for me. All right, so everyone discards back to 5 cards. Agent J, thank you. 2 Agent J's, how good.
Hey, so
Make sure your cards at the table are clearly laid out so people can see what you've got. Okay, so I don't need him. Need him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm back to 5. My turn to go first. Get your discarding done.
wait.
All right, whilst you're messing about there, I'm going to play Agent J.
Okay.
All right, so I've just been dealt my players, and we'll do some decision making around who we're going to keep to upgrade our team, and who we're going to punt. Man, I have got potential for a crazy clutch roster. Now, before game round 3, we have to make sure that we've got a point guard and a big on our team. So I am lacking a point guard.
Me too.
I do have one in my hand, though.
I don't have one. What should I do?
You are going to have to draw the first point guard that comes out of this pack that is 10 million maximum value. So we'll deal with that in a moment.
Okay.
I do have a point guard that I will get onto my roster during the trade round, so I'm okay. I've got to keep him. I've got to keep Cliff. And I've got to get rid of that option. And I've still got 6. And I'm gonna, sorry. Agonizing. So many good options here. Okay.
We don't have all knives.
Okay, done. I'm back to 5. That's my turnover. Agent J has been played. All right, so
First of all, like this.
you play your card first, yep.
Yes, I want to play the underdog.
So slide this along.
Yes.
Cool, we'll read that in a second. So underdogs is IBA fans are getting behind the underdogs. The last place team gets 3 additional heat tokens at game time, includes equal last teams. So if you're drawn for last, you'll both get it. So whoever loses the regular season will get extra heat tokens to take into the player. So you're feeling like you're going to lose.
I'm feeling like a
We may need it. We may need it.
So I'm saving the human.
Okay.
Point guard.
So are you going to play any front office cards? Do you have any agents?
I don't have any agent.
You don't have any agents, so you're passing on your front office turn?
Do you wanna
before the trade round?
do you want
So the trade round comes after the last person has taken their front office.
before we trade the player?
Yeah.
And we trade. Do you have any agent?
I don't want to give up my agent card. So, and he's raised a really good point here, and it's important when you've got 3, 4, or 5 people at the table. You can trade cards from hand to hand as long as no player after that trade has more than 5 cards in your hand. So stick to the 5 card rule, and you can definitely do deals over the table. You can trade agent cards, you can trade player cards. You can't touch your roster until trade rounds.
Need an agent card so I
What
can.
have you got? What have you got to offer me? Lockdown D. No, that's fine. I don't want that. Anything else?
Gun postal.
Oh, that is pretty powerful. Yeah, swap it. Done.
So can I have
Yep, you can
3?
now play that. Sure.
And I need a point.
Let's hope you get a point guard that you can afford. J is yep, you're out of jail. You
Okay.
can control your own destiny. So you've got, he's a pivot, and J is a point guard.
Okay.
So take these into your hand. They're all your hand cards. So pick up everything off the table into your hand. Really important to make sure you separate your team cards from your hand cards. So when you need to put your hand cards down, face up on the table on top of
You
your hand.
definitely stay with me. So I need. I also need you. So yeah, well, mate, I actually need you too. Okay, maybe you guys.
So as you're building your team throughout the regular season, you'll see here that you're up against either other players at the table. Where you finish the regular season determines your playoff position. The highest finishing human team at the table goes straight to the championship game. Second goes to the second round of the playoffs. 3 and 4 battle it out in the first round of the playoffs. So it's all about striking that balance, making sure you're ticking off some wins during the regular season. Definitely don't finish last if you've got 4 people at the table or 5 people at the table, because you'll drop right out and you won't get to play a playoffs game. So try and balance out, keep these team stats going up as you're going through the regular season. So it's important to balance out maxing your team's stats to make sure you don't fall too far behind in the regular season. And of course, getting awesome playbook cards onto your roster in readiness for the Final 5 format when you hit the playoff rounds. Okay, are you done?
So this one, because they 20 and 10, 20 and 10, so I don't have to spend any money. You're right. Thank you. And wait, I'm not done. Actually.
All right, so Annie's just about done with her trades at the moment. I think she's got her amateurs, she's got her point guard, and she's got her bigs. The beauty of the Pro-Am tournament is good amateurs are worth their weight in gold. You have to have them on your team. So good amateurs with good stats can really be a huge asset for any team. Right, so I'm going to make my trades now. And remember, during trade rounds is where you're going to pay and put front office cards onto your team. So I'm going to put Gone Postal. This allows me to take out the best player of the opposite team if I so choose. Hacksonville, USA. I can send them to the line. I can take away the choice from her to take a 3-point shot. I can make her go and take free throws. So I'm basically hacking the shot away with the foul, with the deliberate foul. Now I have got my 2 amateurs. I need a point guard. So I'm going to draft my namesake onto the team. So we're going to get Nigel onto the roster. And I'm also going to get Cliff onto the roster. So I need 20 for those guys. So 10 and 10, and 1 is free. So that's a great little pickup. Nigel's going to go onto the roster and is going to replace Rudy. So I get 10 back for Rudy, and I need to pay an extra 10 to put Nigel onto the roster.
Is it too late for me to change?
Yes. And yes, you've had your trade round. And I've got talking over here. I'm trying to present. And I've got Cliff Wilson here. We love Cliff. He is great value. And he is going to replace, I believe he's going to replace Noah. Yeah. And Cliff goes on. That's 20 for 10, so I'm going to spend another 10, and I've still got 20 in the kit. All right, so that is my trade round complete. At the end of the trade round, upgrade your stats if you made those changes, and we'll get ready for game round 3. All right, so draw, and 15 versus 12. So when you've got drawn stats, it goes by who's got the higher 2-point, who's got the higher defense rating, or then who's got the highest 9-point rating. So whoever's got the highest 2-point wins, we're tied on 2. So whoever's got the highest defense rating, which is myself, so Badgers win. Badgers are the favourite for this round. So I'm going to grab the D and the offense chips. I'm going to grab my clipboard card, and I'm going to make my selection, my game day strategy selection. So, done. What are you guessing?
3-point.
3-point? I'm going defense. With those stats. All right. All right, so defense wins, Badgers get the 2 points. Is that my first win?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. So, first points on the board for the Badgers. Next game round, we've got the Sharks versus the Toros. So, winner, loser, drawn, which means we've got tied stats. So, with the higher 2-point rating, the Sharks are the favourite. So, I'll be playing on behalf of the Toros, and Annie is going to go ahead and select her game day strategy. I think you've gone for 2 points as your game day strategy. I'm right. It's a very strong stat for you, so you need to roll 2 out of 3, 13 or under. That's a miss. That's a hit. And unlucky. So the Toros get the win. Sharks are scoreless. Okay, so that's game round 3 done. Let's do front office round 4. So dealing out our 3 cards. Wow, that's a lot of agents all shuffled out. Whose turn is it to go first? I believe it's yours. I'll go first if you want. All right, so my roster does need some work, so I'm going to play Agent J. And we're going to deal out 3 cards for myself. I'm getting to the point where I do need a legitimate all-star onto my roster. I'm going to have to wait for more cash, which is on its way in the next front office round. So I've now got 5 cards in hand, so nothing to do here but pass. So we've done this more than once. Again, being prepared, being ready, getting ready to expedite your turn is always a good thing.
So, have you done your thing?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, can I play?
Is this discard?
Can I play Agent J first?
Sure.
You.
Enrico. Oh, Tommy.
Your eyes.
Nothing that's going to boost your stat lines there, unfortunately. Pick them up.
Okay.
Or chuck them out. Just chuck Tommy straight away.
I need.
Nothing.
Wait. Okay. Bye.
It's done.
Hey.
Enrico's gone. All right, so game round 4, it is the Sharks versus the Badgers. So here is where we go head to head. You are not, let's say, you're not the favourite. Lose, win, win. So Badgers are the favourite. I will now make my game day selection for the strategy to bring to the arena this evening.
Defense.
Of course, did defense. Of course, I knew that you were going to guess that correctly, but I have a very strong stat there. I hope I'm not eating my words in just a moment. 7, that's a hit. 7, that's a hit. Easy work. All right, Badgers. Get 2 on the board, and we've got the Pumas versus the Reds. So we've got loser winner. So Pumas are the favourite. So we're rolling 11. That's a hit, and we're going to roll 11. And that's a hit. So the Pumas get up. So during these regular season quick play games, you'll find more often than not that the favourite gets the win. So Pumas get 2 points. Streaking ahead.
Puma, that's red.
It's the Pumas.
What are you doing?
Reds are up the top.
No, red win.
Huh?
Red win.
Oh, the Reds got the win.
Yes.
Apologies. Pumas versus Reds. Pumas versus Reds. The Pumas are the favourite. Yeah, no, the Pumas got the win. I just rolled against 11.
Oh, you said rolling in the trap. Okay, Puma win then.
All right, Pumas get the win. And are streaking ahead. That is game round 4 done. All right, so we're into the last round. We get 30 million cash this round. So this is also a trade round. So we're going to do front office, dealing 3 cards. I believe it's your turn to go first. Oh, sorry, that was a bit messy. Okay, I've got some interesting cards coming down here. I need to get an all-star on my roster to boost my still pretty crappy stats. What's he going to do for me? Jim. Craig's gone. No brainer. Jim doesn't really help me. It's 12, or maybe he does. Clutch, I don't have any. Oh, Clutch 2. Ben Banks, yeah, he's way better there. Rookie Prodigy. It's all about quick decisions. You can put a timer on this if you want. Not interested in you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Discard. And it's not mixing anything up here. Cool. Are you playing any cards? Agent Grace. Okay, so Agent Grace is a bit of a funny one. We're going to draw 8 player cards face up. You may only pick up 1 card off the table. So you're only taking 1 of these cards to hand.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a couple of all-stars here, Mitch and Gordon.
Okay. Mitch and Gordon, right?
You'll see here the players have a number of different categorizations. We've got some fan favorites. Fan favorites can come up in the new cycle cards. We've got obviously the all-stars. We've got all-star caliber. They're just that one. They're on the cusp of being an all-star, so slow.
Mitch.
Okay.
Right.
So Annie's picking up Mitch Brown. We've got leaders and we've got B teams. So it gives you at a pretty quick glance what sort of player you're dealing with. You also notice a stat down the bottom called the OA stat. This is just to help you compare player by player based on the cumulative total of the stats adjusted for 3 points. Of course, you know, a rating of 2 for 3 points is more powerful than a rating of 2 for 2 points, for instance.
Jeffrey.
So super important during trade rounds. Everyone at the table should be thinking about making their trades and setting up their trades. You'll then take it in turns to physically demonstrate to the other players what you're doing, making sure you're paying your cash for the trade.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Jamie 20, Mitchell 40. I should reply to it, so can I have the 20 back? No.
No, you'll only pay 20.
Oh,
You need to pay 20. You've got plenty of cash.
yeah.
So you're only going to pay 20 there. Yep. And you're replacing.
Jeffrey tomorrow.
Okay, so that's a 0. Now, before you finish these trades, check that you have got 2 amateurs.
It's 1 BG.
You've got a point guard and you've got a big. Beautiful. So do your count. All right, so I will make my trades. I am going to got a really interesting mix here. I've got to get an all-star on my team. So I'm going to get Scott Stevens. And I've managed to pick up the other and one. That's a free. I don't have to pay for that. That's a free playbook card, which is great. And I've got Jim Wall. I'd like to get on my roster to replace Nigel Conrad, but Nigel is my point guard, so I can't replace him. You will have to stay in my hand until I can figure this out later. Yep, so Scott is going to replace, he's a big. You don't have to replace a big with a big. I can't replace him, so Brad is going to be the player that is replaced. And I can't replace Nigel, he's my point guard. This is where trading over the table can get interesting as well. Sometimes you just need that point guard. You're stuck with a lower caliber point guard that you really want to trade out. So make sure you're engaging with other players at the table. If you haven't had the agent cards, you can always trade across the table. So I think what I'm going to do now, I'm going to commit. Brad goes out and Scott Stevens comes in. The difference between these two is 20s. So, point to note at this juncture, the maximum you can have for your team stats is 16. You cannot go any higher than that, regardless of what you've got on your team. Okay, so now we're into the final game round for the regular season. We've got the Pumas versus the Sharks. So, Pumas v Sharks. What have we got? You are the favourite. I will be playing for the Pumas. Take your chips, and what will your game day strategy be?
So what happens if you get wrong?
You automatically win.
Okay.
I think, because you asked that question, you've gone for 3 points. Here your selection, please. All right. That's a miss. It's 2 out of 3. It's 2 out of 3. Oh, that's a hit. So this last one is Sharks get the win. It's not a scoreless season. Oh. Okay. That was very funny. Thought I had you there. Didn't think you scoreless. Would have been funny. Okay, so me versus the Toros. So loser, winner, winner. So I am the favourite. I will now select my game day strategy. What will I choose? What do you think I'm going to choose?
Thanks.
Of course I did. At 16. Why wouldn't I? Well, that's a hit. That's it. So, Badgers finishing the season as strong. Okay, so we're in the final trade round here. We're about to enter into the playoffs. One last thing you need to do for your roster is have your 6-man. So you can choose that out of your hand. If you do not have a 6-man in your hand, you will be drawing from the player card deck the first player that comes up. As it turns out, I've got spare cash and I've got Jim Wall. So Jim will be my 6-man and I will pay up. That's quite a strong 6-man. You need the 6-man in the event that one of your players gets taken out during the game. They do not affect your team rating until the player is taken out. You will then adjust your team rating, putting in your 6-man. So Jim Wall's my 6-man. Annie, you do not have any players in your hand, so you will have to draft. You've got plenty of cash. The first 10 million player from the deck. There's Richie. That's not a bad get. Richie's probably the strongest rookie. So well played. Because you had to draw for your 6-man and you didn't have him in hand, he can only be your 6-man. So Annie's now got the 6-man all paid up. We've got our rosters set and it's time for the playoffs. So we're going to tally up the season scores. We're going to clear the table of our hand cards. They're all done. Can I have your hand cards? Let's get Grace off the table and we are ready for the playoffs. So we're going to tally up the season scores here. The Badgers, that's me. I have gone straight to the championship game. We're now going to rank the rest of the teams, including the non-player teams, from 2 through to 4. So as I mentioned earlier, the Sharks haven't had the best of seasons, nor have the Toros. So you can see here, they're both tied for 2 points. What we're going to do here is determine who goes out and who gets ranked ahead. So in tallying the team scores to settle a tie, it's who has the highest total combined ratings. So we're going to take the Toros, so a little bit of mathematics on the fly. We've got 22 plus 7 is 29. Yours is
59.
Sorry?
15 and 8.
No, it's all of your scores. So you've got 26. So you are clearly the winner out of that. So you have legitimately qualified as for the tournament. The Toros dropout. Thanks for coming. Now, we've also got 2 new cycle cards in play. So we've got the underdog. So Annie has achieved underdog status because you came equal last. So you get to add 3 additional heat tokens for game time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So that's a
This is
a great example of a well-played new cycle card. You've also got the rookie Prodigy Rising still in play.
I don't have him anymore.
So you don't have the rookie Prodigy?
No.
So that's out of play.
Yes.
Do I have a rookie Prodigy? I do not. So we're all good. Annie is in 4th. In 3rd is, so the Toros are out. The Sharks are in 4th. That's a terrible 4 written upside down. And who have we got in 2nd?
So you the first,
The
right?
Pumas are in 2nd. So that's 2.
Okay.
So that's Pumas. And in 3rd,
Red.
we have the Reds. So 3rd versus 4th, it's going to be the Reds versus the Badgers. I will be playing on behalf of the Reds. Sorry. All right, so for the 3 versus 4, this is the first round of the playoffs. It's going to be the Reds versus the Sharks. I'm going to play on behalf of the Reds. Remember, the Badgers have automatically gone to the championship game. So let's get set up for the Final 5 format of the playoff series. Each team will get to play their Final 5 offense plays of the game. So get out your scoreboard. So you can see the wheels here have a nice one-touch mechanism. One touch equals one score. So reset the scores to 81 all. 81 all. Okay, so set that up where it's nice and visible for everyone to see. Each player is going to get, by default, 6 heat tokens. So these guys will change the outcome of a roll. Once you spend them, you lose them for that game. 2, 4, 6. And then each player will get 2 defense tokens by default. We've got the offense chip. And any spare tokens put off to the side. You've also got the turn counters, 1 through 5. So just pass these as we go. Now the favourite team goes first for the first game and first for the third game. The playoff games are a 3-game series. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the favourite in this matchup is the Reds. Okay, so the Reds will get first offense. I will be playing on behalf of the Reds. Okay, so to kick off the game, the Reds are going to go first. Right, we've got our 1 token here. I'm going to make my secret offense play selection. I'm going to call ball in.
No defense.
So Annie's just called no defense. Now you've only got 2 defense plays that you can run through each game. So it comes down to strategy. Do you want to spend them early, put pressure on? Or do you want to save them till later in the game when there's probably a good chance you know what your opponent is going to be doing on offense? So a bit of strategy around that. I'm going to reveal my play as 3. And on behalf of the Reds, I'm going to roll 9 or under for a successful hit. That is a straight up miss. I'm going to pass the turn counter and the offense and the dice to Annie, and she is going to make her first offense play. All in. I am going to play a D. I think I'm going to run a D3 play. D3.
3 point?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I have successfully chosen the counter defense strategy to her 3-point play. So now I'm going to roll against the defense rating for the Reds here to successfully, I don't know, is it a steal? Am I going to do a block into the stands? It's a block into the stands. So with that, I've made a successful defense play and offense returns back to the Reds. So now we're on to play 2. Ball in.
No defense.
No defense. Go for another greedy 3-pointer. And it's another miss. They're really not falling for me here. I'm keeping an eye on the scores here, so be cognizant that you do have the heat tokens here to spend to change the outcome of the roll. So not having much luck here at the moment. No deep. Okay. Roll for 2. So Annie's 2-point rating is 8. Sorry, is 15. So of course that's going to be a hit. And 2 points to the away team, taking it to only 1 place 83. We're now on to play 3. Ball in.
Defense 3 points.
Of course. So Annie's going to roll to see if she can take the steal. 18 is a miss. So now I will roll for 3 points with her unsuccessful attempt. Now, I've just rolled a 13. The 3-point rating for the Reds is 9, so I'm going to go 10, 11, 12, 13. Spending 4 heat tokens to turn my miss into a hit. So 1, 2, 3. So there's a little bit of resource management around your heat tokens. Always good to be aware. I can't use my playbook cards because I'm playing for the Reds. Annie needs to make sure she's keeping an eye out for what playbook cards she's got that she can put in motion. Also, and again, it'll come more naturally when you get more used to the game. Also, keep an eye out on those clutch players. So if you've got a weak stat, remember your clutch player, you will take their rating, you'll multiply it by 4 for one play to replace your team rating. So always good to keep your eye on your clutch players, keep your eye on your playbook cards. You can play a maximum of 3 playbook cards during the game, and you can only use each clutch player once during the game.
Go in.
No D. That's a 15 against 8. So that's, you may have the heat tokens for that. And we've got
Wait.
9.
Minus down, so 7.
So do you want to spend your heat tokens?
Yeah.
I think you do.
7. Right. Okay.
So you're going to go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
7.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Heat tokens well spent. So we got 84 plays 86. Now we're on to 4. Possession 4. I got some work to do. You've still got a defense token left. I am going to go ball in.
Defend 2 points.
How does she know? How does she know? Every time.
So 11 and now.
Miranda? Is she going to use a playbook card? I'm not that offended by the loss here, if need be. 11. That's a 10. That is a defense hit. So the Reds, not me, do not get to make an offense play this round. The 4 token goes to you.
You still have a defense, right?
I still have a defense. I do still have a defense. 86 plays 84 in favor of the
You
Sharks.
still have a defense.
Fast game's a good game.
Huh?
No D. 3 points.
Oh.
That's a miss, and you don't have the hit tokens, so that's that.
No hit token.
Okay, so we are separated by only 2 points. So I've got some interesting decision making here. Do I go for the draw? And if we do draw, we'll continue to play rounds until someone wins a
Well, you
round.
don't have a shooting line because I don't have a defense anymore, so.
Hey? Oh, you're out of D. Oh, man, I still like the theatre. Fine. I am going to go for victory. I'm due. That is a 9. That's a hit. 1, 2, 3. 87 plays 86. I've still got a defense.
Really?
So
That's right. What's the
you only need 2 points to win. Oh, sorry, I stole yours. All right, so
Still have a defense, right?
I'm done with my offense. Annie's got the last play of the game. It's 87, plays 86 in favor of the Reds. Annie only needs. Okay, so Annie for the win. Her 2-point rating is so ridiculously strong. I'm going to have to say D2. She's going 3, 4. What are you doing? So my defense has been unsuccessful. Annie is now rolling for 8 of 1. Oh, that's unfortunate. There's nothing you can do really with your label cards after the roll. No. No. Okay, so Annie has just lost game 1. Let's move on to game 2. So for game 2, we're going to reset the hit token. So Annie's got her 3 because she's the underdog, and 2, 4, 6, and 6 for me. 2, 4, and 6. You get your 2 defense tokens back.
Thank you.
And again, with Final 5, once you get used to the flow of the play, these playoff games can happen fairly quickly. Once people get the idea that you can keep moving things along fairly quickly. Okay, so for game 2, Annie will be going first. Okay, let's do it. No D. That's a 3. And he's going to roll 3. That's a 3. That's points on the board. Oh, I didn't reset the scorecard.
81.
So 1, 2, 3, 84. All right. I thought I did. There we go.
Okay, thank you.
Bowling.
No defense.
No defense. I'm going for 3 points. So 9 or under. 19. That is a misseroo. Yep, sorry, your turn. No D. Oops.
That.
That's a hit.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3. That comes to me. All right. And play number 2. So, bowling.
No D.
Going for 3 points. That's a 6. That's a hit. 1, 2, 3. 84 plays 87. Possession 3. Seems we're saving our defense tokens for later.
One.
Well,
Just one.
that's D2. So I picked that successfully. Let's see if we can get the steal, the block. It is a steal. Nice. Shutting down defense, her offense then. Bowling.
Defense 3.
The Reds rolling for 2 points. So this whole mind game, this is where this begins out here. So having a balanced team as I have is a good thing. The statistical obvious choice for me is to just go 3s the whole way. You can see there what an advantage it is to change it up occasionally when you get a feeling that they're going to play that defense to evade it. Can you sit forward? You might be able to shot.
Spot.
Just bring your beautiful angry face into the camera.
No.
And that's a hit. 1, 2. So still behind, but keeping in touch. That's 86 plays 87. Okay, so do I double down? Is she going to? What'd you do there? You going for a 3 or a 2? I'm going to put the defense pressure on, and I think you've gone for D2. You feel? All right. So I'm rolling. So my defense, the defense here for the Reds is pretty decent. You're more than a 50-50 of getting the hit. That's devastating for you. That's my second D. Play 4. Now, do I put in the dagger with a 3-point bomb from downtown? Or do I keep the scoreboard ticking over with a 2-point swing?
No defense.
No D after all of that. I've gone for 3. Let's see if we can put some pressure on for the W. That's a hit. 1, 2, 3. 89 plays 87. It's come down to the final play of the game for you.
Don't have to choose. Let's go 3.
You're going for 3. So 87, 88, 89. This is for victory. So you need 8 or under. You've got a massive pile of heat.
Yeah, right.
You've got a massive hot pile of heat tokens. So I don't think she's done just yet. 7. Don't even need it.
Don't need it.
Okay. So you've still got. Oh.
I still got defense.
You've still got a defense. Sorry, that was for 3, right? 1, 2, 3.
So what now?
90 plays 89. Okay, so it's 89 plays 90. We're down to the last play. Annie's got 1 defense left.
Of course I'm going to use it.
It's really, what am I going to go for? It doesn't matter. The stats are the same. So yeah, I mean, am I going to go for the 2?
Doesn't matter. You still have heat token. You have the same stat. Yeah. Defense 3 points. Whatever.
18. No. We don't have enough heat tokens. It's a miss. Well played. All right, folks. So the Sharks have joined the Badgers in the championship game. So let's get into it. We'll determine the favourite, which is no, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So the Badgers are the favourites, of course. So the Badgers will be first offence.
Going to be Antonin.
This can be a marriage tester.
81.
I'll get you to reset the scoreboard. I can quickly. Oh, it's a long way back from that last mega score of mine.
When you read.
So the scores are tied. It's game 1 of the championship game. It's 81 all. Again, can you believe it? And it's now down to the final 5 plays of the game. Badgers have possession and ball in.
No D.
No defense, going for 3 points. So I've got a team here that's pretty balanced and has an absolutely devastating defense stat line. Now, I'm being conscious here of my all-star, Scott Stevens. He is a clutch player and his 3-point rating is 4. So he's going to get me, I'm going to use him. He's going to go clutch for me, and I'm going to be rolling against 16 for my 3-point rating. 11, that's a hit.
Say it again.
So I've used Scott, so I'm going to turn him upside down. So that's how you use a clutch player. What do you got here? So Annie here has just pushed forward Coach Baker. So Coach Baker allows her to use any of her clutch players more than once. So I've used Scott once now, so he's done. I'm going to turn him upside down and pass possession over to Annie. And I'm going to put my 3 points, 1, 2, 3, on the board.
It's only for defense, right?
Your clutch players, as it turns out, don't really help you. May get you 1 more on defense, yeah.
Yeah, however you know me.
I'm going to play no D.
Okay.
Sorry. That's a hit. 2 points. 1, 2. 84 plays 83. Badgers possession. And okay.
No.
Okay, so we are going for a 3-pointer. Just checking my clutch players here. No, that's fine. Rolling for D, 10 or under. I rolled an 11. I'm going to use 1 heat token and turn that 1, 2, 3 into a hit. The Badgers are off to a tearaway. All right, so offense play 2 for Annie, making a secret selection. No D.
Okay.
2 points. 8. 1, 2. 85 plays 87. Need to remember that I've got some and ones in there. Ball in.
No D.
No D.
Mm.
All right, so the statistically obvious one for me. So 18, I don't have that many. So yeah, no, there's nothing I can do about that.
Mm.
That's a straight up miss. Bang. Play 3.
Yeah.
No D. Setting my defense plays to the final. 2.
Yes.
1, 2. 87 all. Kept that scoreboard ticking over. All right. Ball in.
Defense 2.
Defense 2. Even though I've been chucking threes this whole time.
Mm.
Unlucky.
No.
Right, I'm rolling 10 or under. Oh, dude. No, I can't. There's nothing I can do about this. Okay. It happens. Sometimes as a coach, your players let me down. Right, time to play some defense. What are we? 87 all. I think you're feeling it. I think you're feeling it from beyond the arc. So I'm going to run a counter play on defense against your 3-point attempt you're about to make.
Can I use it?
Am I right? No, this you can use against me. So Annie's got a lockdown D card here. So they've fallen victim to your defensive mastery. You decide your opponent's offense selection for this play. So on the coming play, before I roll, Annie can tell me, regardless of what I've chosen, she can throw that down and go, no, your offense play this round is going to be a 2-point, not a 3-point. So it doesn't apply here, sorry.
But I can use it next round, right?
You can.
And anyway, you were right. And
I was right, so now I get to roll. Let's just put that there. I get to roll 16 or under to shut down this offensive play for you. And that's a 6, so that's a success. All right, we are down to the final possession. The scores are tied. This is the last play of the game. I haven't got to use any of these yet because I can't add 4 yeah. All right.
come on, fast game is a good game.
I know. Ball in.
What are we right now?
87 all.
Mm-hmm. How well do I know you?
10 years.
Right. Of course I have to use defense. 3 points.
All right. And come on. Come on. Yes. Dude. And 1. 1, 2, 3. You just realised what went down. I love it. Delivery action. Last play of the game. You have got some work to do. Too late.
No, you haven't used your defense yet.
Huh? No. This is your defense telling me what offense play I'm to make.
Complicated. You still have your defense.
Make it more simple.
Yeah, I'm simple. So that anyway, I don't play with you.
You love it.
No, I don't love it.
So you need 3 points to tie. So there's probably a fair chance I know what play you're going to be making this time round. All right. Three points, of course. D3. I have chosen correctly. 16 or under. I've got hid tokens. Yeah.
Hurry up.
Could have used. I still can use Jacksonville, which is amazing. So even if I fail here, which I won't, because shut down. The Badgers get the steal. The Sharks do not get a chance to respond. Badgers take game 1. Game 2, let's go. All right, so game 2, Annie gets to go first on offense. There's the die. We've reset with our defense tokens, reset your clutch players, and we're good to go. No D.
Okay. Wait.
Use your heat.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
So reset the scoreboard.
I have 3 points.
1, 2, 3. Right.
You.
The Sharkies are off to a better start this time. Right. What doing? It's been a long day at work. Ball in. Just trying to evade you by going for 2 play. That's a 2, that's a hit. So 81. 83 plays 84. Put my hand line down. Still big. No D. There'll be other opportunities. Just put these down. Chin out of the way. In fact, seems like everyone below you.
2 points.
What's that, sorry?
2 points.
2 points. 1, 2. 86 plays 83. The Badgers possession. Ball in.
Defend 3 points.
Of course you would do that.
Because why not, right?
Come on, fast game, good guys. I want to go post one, but I don't want
10.
to take out my player.
Come on.
Okay, this is hurting me.
That's hurting you.
Taking a lead. Defense, 2 point.
Whoop.
All right, bit of tit for tat going on here. 17.
1 big token.
Where am I? Oh yeah, I'm 16. That is a very strong stat line. That's another defensive hit.
Okay.
And yeah. Okay. Really should use that and 1 earlier. I missed my chance. Ball in.
3 points, right?
There's no need to play that game. It's just been petty. 3 points. 10 or under. Yes, now. And 1. So, you shouldn't have fouled me. I mean, I was never going to miss that. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Still got 1 more of these, you know. Your offense.
Just okay. Yeah, raise.
It's just a game.
So just
The IBA Pro Am Championship is on the line. It's just a game. It's just a game. I think D 2. What say you? Of course. Time for my devastating defense stat line of 16 to come into play. And another funny one, which would be funny. 20, damn it, that is an unrecoverable miss
That's
for my defense attack. But I would also like to play Jacksonville, USA. I've sent you to the line, so now instead of rolling for 2 points, you are going to roll free throws. So each roll. The free throw is 15 or under is a hit, and you get 1 point per hit.
Sorry.
You have to roll 4 free throws, right? So you're going to roll twice. 15 or under gets you 1 point. So you're going to do 2 rolls instead of 1. That's a full 17. Now, all right, so we've just played the Jacksonville, USA card. Annie is now going to roll free throws. You've just rolled a 17. That is a miss. And sorry, on free throws, you cannot use heat tokens. So that's a miss. Have a second roll. Oh, that's another miss. So sorry, that's you can get 2 goes. Jacksonville, USA has served me nicely there. Final play of the game comes to the Badgers. We don't need it though. That's it. It's game over. So, folks, that's it for our playthrough. 2-player Final 5. The Badgers have emerged victorious. The Sharks owner, manager, coach Annie has been gracious in defeat. Final 5, check it out online, available only online, final5game.com, and we'll see you at the game. Thanks.